Hi guys, my name's Alastair Taylor. I'm the head teaching professional here at the PGA Golf Aademy at Herons REach in Blackpool. Today we're going to try and answer the questions as to which is better, long iron or hybrid. So for me, there's a number of things you need to consider. First and foremost is obviously which one you hit the best, and until you hit them side by side, it's very, very difficult to tell. But once you've hit them side by side, if you are somebody who gets pretty similar results, a little bit of that can then depend on what style of course you play, what the weather conditions are generally like. But for me, I've got 4-iron and 4 hybrid. So let's hit shots with each, measure them on flight scope, and I'll give you a bit of feedback for me as to how I make that decision, and then obviously for you guys, give you a bit of an idea as to what might steer you towards long iron or hybrid for you. So first off, we will hit some shots with 4-iron. And for me, I've always loved the look of long iron sat behind the ball. And I think big thing for me personally, I grew up playing a lot of links golf. Therefore, the ground's firm, very, very windy, so kind of that slightly lower ball flight for me always appealed. I mean, that 4-iron's gone 75 foot off the floor, which was okay. And again, for me generally I don't struggle striking long irons well. It's just whether or not they actually go further than the previous one. I know for me that I do hit 4-iron 12 yards further through the air than 5-iron. 3-iron for me, I'm only 3 or 4 yards further, so I actually don't carry a 3-iron. But certainly a 4-iron for me, again, that was good height. And again, I'm pretty consistent with my long irons. And like I said, a huge part of that for me was playing links golf. I kind of, at an era when I grew up, there wasn't lots of hybrids, so I kind of had to be quite decent with long irons if I was going to learn to get around the golf course. And it doesn't faze me at all putting something with not a lot of loft behind the ball and a decent length shaft. But I'm going to hit some shots with the hybrid, give you a little bit of a feel for me as to what changes with the type of shot. So I mean, it obviously looks massively different behind the golf ball, much more mass, and for me it always feels like you can see much more of the loft on the club. And personally, I do really, really like hybrids. I think they're great. It gets the ball up in the air. I do hit the 4 hybrid just fractionally longer than I hit 4-iron. And certainly from a versatility perspective, there's no comparison. Hit both of them great off a tee or the fairway. But if I'm getting into semi-rough, 4-iron's not going to work for me, whereas 4 hybrid, I've got lots and lots of options. And certainly it doesn't feel to me like I necessarily have to put my best swing on it with a hybrid, which again is a massive plus point. So when I look at my numbers with flight scope, I see distance-wise is very similar, but I tend to hit the hybrid probably 20 foot higher than I hit my 4-iron. Now I think what you've got to consider is where you play a lot of your golf. For me, if you play somewhere where it is windy and the ground's bouncy and you can run the ball in, long irons are still a great option. But for a lot of guys, that ability to hit a higher, softer landing shot with a long club is something that is massively beneficial, which is where I think hybrids really, really fit in for guys. But, it's a case of hitting them side by side. Some guys will really, really love long irons. They might really love it but not get on great with it, and that might force them into using a hybrid. Some guys just really, really struggle with hybrids, which is where even possibly a more lofted fairway wood comes in. I mean, for me, if I'm looking to play somewhere where I have to hit it high, have to hit it soft, I think hybrids are absolutely perfect for me. Like I said, I don't carry a 3-iron, and normally I would carry a 3 hybrid, but I've actually got a 5 wood in the bag this year. But certainly from a versatility perspective, Hybrids are absolutely brilliant. But the big key for most guys is making sure you've got the right one in the bag. It doesn't necessarily equate that guys will hit a 4 hybrid the length they hit 4 iron. You know, you really need to get yourself along to somewhere that's got a launch monitor where they can track how far the ball's going and do a proper gapping session, see how far you hit each iron shot by shot, where a hybrid or a couple of hybrids will fit in your bag. But don't ever worry about the fact that, you know, you might carry 1, 2 or even 3 hybrids. Have equipment in your golf bag that helps you play your best golf. You've only got to look in the bags of the guys and the girls on tour. There's a lot more hybrids in the bag now than there were 10 years ago. You know, and for them, they're obviously earning a living, but for you guys, it's about enjoying your golf as much as possible. And certainly for most guys, hybrids are going to make it much more enjoyable and you're going to hit more fun shots. But if you are one of those people who loves long irons, you know, and you certainly saw at the Open this year, a lot of tour players took hybrids out of the bag to put even a 1 or a 2 iron in the bag. If you love long irons, again, make sure you set properly and make sure they are doing a job in your golf bag. So I hope you found that helpful. My name's been Alastair Taylor here at the PGA Golf Academy at Herons REach in Blackpool. If you'd like to come down, the number's 01253 832 505. Visit the website on www.heronsreachgolf.co.uk. Subscribe to the channel up there and hopefully see some of you soon. Stay in contact.